Web Design Basics. Web Color Palette and Color Scheme. Along with a well-designed user interface, color helps visitors to navigate through the site and guiding them through the content easily and quickly. The importance of color in web design is clear, when used creatively, whilst taking into account the needs of the target audience and the site content. It can really make a difference to the user experience and ultimately the conversion rate. The phrases color scheme and color palette seem to be used interchangeably, but they're different. A color scheme is used to describe the framework of how the colors are chosen and put together. A color scheme is based on color theory, while a color palette refers to the actual colors that you've chosen, based on your color scheme. So if you chose a complementary color scheme, the color palette would include colors by name or by paint color. It's more specific to your project. We will first discuss color scheme. The importance of choosing the right color scheme. Color scheme based on image. Understanding color theory. Color wheel. 2 color models. Shades, tints and tones. Major color schemes. And implementing a color scheme. A color scheme consists of a combination of colors used in a range of design disciplines, from fine art to interior design to graphic design. Each color scheme consists of one or more of the 12 colors present on the color wheel. Let us discuss in detail the importance in choosing the right color in your website. A compelling color scheme can attract and engage your website visitors, while a garish color scheme can drive them away. A good color choice promotes legibility, visual appeal, and brand recognition. Bad color choice, on the other hand, creates a poor user experience. As we all know, a poor user experience spells disaster for a business website. Color scheme based on an image. One of the easiest ways to select a color scheme for your website is to start with an existing graphic image, such as a logo or a photograph of nature. If the organization already has a logo, select colors from the logo for use as the basis of your color scheme. Here, you can see a logo that I have created for an apparel business that I am working on right now. I have chosen the color scheme based on the logo to set the mood of the brand on social media. Color theory is the technical language for explaining how color works. It's the art and science of how different colors mix and match together to look visually appealing and convey messages. The basic visual tool for understanding color theory is the color wheel, which has long been an educational hands-on tool for learning and discovering colors. A color wheel is an illustrative diagram that shows 12 colors around a circle, used to represent each color's relationship to one another. Colors arranged opposite each other are complementary to one another. Colors located near other colors share common characteristics and often pair well together. Primary colors are colors you can't create by combining 2 or more other colors. The primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. The secondary colors are orange, purple, and green. In other words, colors that can be created by combining any 2 of the 3 primary colors. Tertiary colors are created by mixing a primary color with a secondary color. The tertiary colors are magenta, vermilion, violet, teal, amber, and chartreuse. The 2 types of color models are RGB and CYMK model. RGB stands for red, green, and blue, and is based on the additive color model of light waves that dictates that the more color you add, the closer the color gets to white. The RGB color model forms the basis of all electronic screens, and as a result, is the model used most often by UI designers. On the other hand, CMYK is known as the subtractive color model, which obtains colors by the subtraction of light. CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and it is mostly used in physical printing. Here are the basic color terminology that will help understand the color wheel better. Hue refers to the pure, saturated colors seen on the color wheel. Tints are achieved by incorporating elements of white to brighten and desaturate a single hue. Tones are achieved by adding gray to a hue, dulling the overall chroma. Shades are achieved by adding portions of black to a single hue, creating a darker hue. We will discuss shades, tints, and tones on the next slide. Saturation refers to the overall intensity, or chroma, in color. Value refers to the general lightness or darkness of a color. Shades, tints, and tones. Shades. A shade of a color is darker than the original color and is created by mixing the color with black. Tints. A tint of a color is lighter than the original color and is created by mixing the color with white. Tones. A tone of a color has less saturation than the original color and is created by mixing the color with gray. Here are the 6 most common type of color schemes. Monochromatic color scheme. Analogous color scheme. Complementary color scheme. Split-Complementary color scheme. Triadic color scheme. And tetradic color scheme. Monochromatic color schemes focus on a single color, often using variations of that hue by incorporating tints, tones, and shades. It might sound like a boring palette, but this provides variations in value that add interest and dimension to your composition. This color scheme is extremely versatile and easy on the eye. Using many hues in a design can often overwhelm the viewer and obstruct the design's tone, but subtle color variations on one hue help to simplify a design without making it too flat. Analogous colors are a group of 3 or 4 colors that border each other within the color wheel. The word analogous means closely related, so the combination of these hues has a harmonious appeal similar to monochromatic color schemes. When picking analogous groups for your composition, keep your palette grounded by using exclusively cool or warm colors together. Stick to a dominant hue and accentuate with its analogous counterparts. This aurora borealis color scheme creates a smooth transition from green to blue, which neighbor each other on the color wheel. Complementary colors exist on opposite sides of the color wheel. One color is usually a primary color and the other a secondary color. The main complementary colors are blue and orange, red and green, and yellow and purple. Pair complements together in a composition for added contrast and visual intensity, as seen in the picture on the right. The vividness of the orange citrus fruits stand out against a light blue backdrop. Split complementary color schemes might look similar to complementary schemes, but this combination incorporates the 2 neighboring hues of a color's complement, such as yellow paired with blue-violet and red-violet. This color scheme has a similar visual appeal as complementary schemes, but without the intensity. Bringing in analogous colors can help to soften the stark contrast of complements. Triadic colors. A triad consists of 3 colors that are placed equidistant from each other on the color wheel, forming an equilateral triangle as seen below. Triads can include 3 primary, secondary, or tertiary colors. Yellow, blue, and red form a vibrant triad that can be difficult to balance. Let one hue shine, like the yellow on the car below, and accentuate with other triadic hues, such as the blue and red found on the beach gear atop the car. A good rule of thumb when designing is to create hierarchy. Instead of allowing colors to fight for the spotlight, assign a dominant color and then sprinkle with accents. Tetradic colors. Complementary colors are already intense in nature. Double complementary, or tetradic, color schemes up the ante by using 2 pairs of complements. Tetrads, such as yellow and violet paired with green and red, use rich values that are often hard to harmonize. To keep a balanced composition, choose a dominant color and lower the saturation or intensity of the other hues. Implementing a color scheme. When designing a web page with a color scheme, one color is typically dominant. The other colors are configured as accents such as colors for headings, subheadings, borders, list markers, and backgrounds. No matter what your color scheme is, you will typically also use neutral colors such as white, off-white, gray, black, or brown. Selecting the best color scheme for your website often takes some trial and error. Feel free to use tints, shades, or tones of the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Color psychology is the science of how color affects human behavior. It is a branch of the broader field of behavioral psychology. In practice, it's the science of how color affects human behavior and responses. The psychology of color can influence how your customers respond to your marketing messages. Why is color psychology important? You can use color psychology to communicate value, as well as to sell a product. For example, when the Coca-Cola Company marked 125 years of offering excellent service, they used their classic, bold red to brand the campaign. Color psychology is closely tied to memories and experiences. For example, if someone had an enjoyable experience while wearing a yellow shirt, eating at a fast food establishment with yellow arches, or living in a home with yellow walls, then yellow may cause joy by memory association. Color meaning and how it affects branding. Color psychology focuses on color symbolism and meaning, and how colors and their combinations impact human emotions. The principles of color psychology can be applied to many industries and pursuits, helping marketers create effective branding or a new homeowner select the right color for their dining room. Warm colors. Warmer colors such as reds, oranges, and yellows stimulate the senses and elicit a sense of cheerfulness with their vibrancy. These colors pack tons of emotional meaning, but they can easily be overwhelming when used as the dominant hue in a composition. Cool colors. On the other side of the spectrum, cooler hues tend to elicit calmness and trustworthiness. Blues, greens, purples, and even pinks tend to be more versatile. They can be integrated into branding elements as a dominant or accent color. Add emphasis to your composition by experimenting with a cool hues complement, or apply warmer tones as an accent to its cooler counterpart. Some color meanings appear contradictory. For instance, red often denotes danger, but it can also convey love and passion. Black can evoke feelings of power in some cases and depression in others. The key here is context. Context is crucial to consider when choosing colors for a brand or website. Using the color red for a website won't automatically signal danger, just like it won't automatically signal romance. The other elements on the page, such as typography, imagery, and messaging, all work symbiotically to convey a certain look and feel. Now we know more about color scheme, we will discuss the web color palette. And this includes color palette, RGB color, hexadecimal color values, web-safe colors, web-safe hexadecimal values, how to create a color palette for website, and website accessibility and color. A color palette is the set of colors that a designer chooses to create a visual style for an image, graphic, or website, basically any design they do. It's also a powerful user experience tool that sets the tone of the design, so being able to create an effective color palette makes you a sneaky master of manipulation. Computer monitors display color as a combination of different intensities of red, green, and blue, also known as RGB color. RGB intensity values are numeric from 0 to 255. Each RGB color has 3 values, one each for red, green, and blue. These are always listed in the same order, red, green, and blue, and specify the numerical value of each color. Hexadecimal color values is a system by which any specific color can be described accurately to a computer, ensuring consistency and accuracy in an electronic display. It is a 6-digit code preceded by a hashtag sign. It defines a color that is used in a website or a computer program. The numbers are represented from 0 to F. Each group of 2 digits will represent how much of red, green, and blue. The first 2 digits is red, second 2 green, and the last 2 is blue. Using 0 as the lowest possible value and F as the highest, here are some examples to help you understand the code. Hashtag FF0000 is red, because there is max of red, with no green or blue. Hashtag FF. This will result in white as all values are maxed out. Hashtag 000000 would result in black as all values are 0. The hashtag symbol signifies that the value is hexadecimal. Uppercase or lowercase letters in hexadecimal color values. Both configure the color red. Which colors are considered web-safe? Web-safe colors are formed by the combination of red, green and blue, RGB, hex values of 00, 33, 66, 99, CC/FF. You are free to choose any color, as long as you check that there is adequate contrast between your text and background colors. Back in the day of 8-bit color, it was very important to use web-safe colors. Today, it is less important since most video drivers support millions of colors. Deciding how to effectively use color in print projects, emailings, and websites can be a daunting job. When applying a color scheme for just about any design project, it helps to start by applying a tried-and-true design principle, the 60-30-10 rule. The basics of the 60-30-10 rule is to choose a primary color that dominates 60% of the area, a secondary color to compromise about 30% of the visual field, and an accent color that provides a 10% color pop. Website accessibility and color. While color can help you create a compelling web page, keep in mind that not all of your visitors will see or be able to distinguish between colors. Some visitors will use a screen reader and will not experience your colors, so your information must be clearly conveyed even if the colors cannot be viewed. Avoid using red, green, brown, gray, or purple next to each other. Red text on blue background is usually difficult to read.